everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you my September wrap up. I read a fair bit in September and I'm quite surprised because there's quite a few chunky books in there. But I'm very pleased with my progress, especially with my series. I feel like I've done really well. So the first book I finished was She Who Became the Sun. I have already given a review of this book up on my channel. As well as a few other books in this pile, so I'm not going to say too much about this one. Just it was a 5-star read and it was absolutely amazing and I definitely recommend this. It's a very refreshing take with fantasy and I don't find that much these days, so I 100% recommend, and I am just dying for the sequel of this to come out. I then read A Dark Shade of Magic. This I also gave 5 stars and I also reviewed on my channel because I was just so excited to talk about these books that I just had to put up a video. Yeah, this was amazing. I can't believe it took me this long to read it because I have read a bit of the short before but not too much, and yeah, I definitely wish I'd picked this up a lot sooner because it was really good. One of the characters reminds me of Selena from Throne of Glass, and I just adored that entire character and she's part of the reason why I love the series so much. The next book I read was Cursed Fates, book 5 in the Zodiac Academy series, and as you can see this is quite a chunky book. I think there's about 650 pages, so it did take me a fair while to finish, but I think I started it at the end of August, so I was already partially way through, and yeah, I really love the series. Thank you, book, for making me read this despite the amount of pain and suffering I feel with every single book now. But I can't obviously tell you too much apart from the fact that it's about these two girls, these twins, who are in the mortal world, and then they find out they're fae, and then they go to this magic school called Zodiac Academy in the fae realm, and they need to grow their power to reclaim their throne, something like that. I wish I could go into more detail, but that would mean spoilers, and I just think you should read the series for yourself. If you disregard the first book because that one's not as good as the rest, then I think you'll be fine. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked up the book number 6 immediately after finishing this one because these books are starting to end on cliffhangers that I cannot deal with these days, so I had to pick up the next one right away. And yeah, it's quite a read. The next book I read was Caraval. I think I gave this 3.5 stars. It was good. It did remind me of the Night Circus and I really did enjoy that because I love the Night Circus. But I didn't really click with the characters in this one. Because we're following this girl called Scarlet who goes to the circus, and then her sister's taken and she has to find her or whatever before the end of the game. But yeah, I don't know, I just didn't click with it as much as I thought I would. Overall I did enjoy it, but then the ending kind of just pissed me off a little bit. Everything just seemed to get resolved too quickly and too easily, so I was kind of just okay. But I'm probably going to continue the series. It wasn't bad, it was just kind of okay, I guess. The next book I read was book 5.5 in the Zodiac Academy series, and oh my god, was this a painful read. I think I gave it 3 stars just out of my love of the series, but oh my god, there's one perspective in this book, there's one character in the entire series that I just can't stand, just because she has this way of talking, and I don't mean to be rude, but it makes me cringe, because everything she says, she has some sort of innuendo or phrase with fish. She is obsessed with fish, and I can't stand it. And we have her point of view for the very first time in this novella, and it was painful to read. It was every other sentence there's just, here's one, not yet, you haven't, you squeaky squid. why is the obsession with fish? I kind of need a novella on how she became so obsessed with fish, because it is just so annoying to read. It was broken up by a few other point of views, which I was so glad for, but oh my god, this was the hardest book I have ever read. And I've read Lord of the Rings, and I've tried classics like Pride and Prejudice, but this is the hardest book I've read, and it's only like 98 pages. And it was the longest 98 pages of my life. And that is all I can say on the matter, because I can't give spoilers, but just, oh my god. It was awful. Some aspects I enjoyed, but no, just, I can't stand the way she speaks. I'm sorry. There's no need for all the fish speech. There just isn't. The next book I read was My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier. I think I gave this 3 stars. This is my buddy read with Brooke. We are buddy reading all of Daphne's books because we both love Rebecca. She read it first and then she made me read it, and oh my god, it was one of the best classics I've ever read. And so we decided to buddy read the rest of our books, and this is the first one we've picked up together, and it was okay. I didn't enjoy it at the beginning, and then I did start to enjoy it as we went on. But then it ended so abruptly that I was just like, what the hell just happened? And I thought it was going to end in a different way, and then it just kind of just stopped. I was like, oh, okay, this is how it ends. I don't know, it didn't feel like the right ending for this book, personally. The next book I finished was A Gathering of Shadows by V. Schwab. This is the sequel to A Dark Shade of Magic. I'm pretty sure I gave this either 3.5 or 4 stars, maybe even 3 stars. I enjoyed it, but there was too much like character development going on for me and not enough plot. Like the main plot of this probably didn't start until about there, so we have all of this that's kind of just like about the characters, and I enjoyed getting to know some of like the newer characters and stuff, but I like a decent like balance of plot development and character development, and this just had a lot more character development than I would have liked. But for the most part I enjoyed it. It clearly was just a setup for the 3rd book, but that's why it got a bit of a lower rating. But I still recommend the series. I think it is worth this book to finish the last one, which I am currently reading and really enjoying. So we'll see if it makes up for that, and then I'll say if I can recommend the series. Obviously I can't say much about this one because, you know, it's a sequel. The last book I read was Before Your Memory Fades by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Probably butchered that. So this is the 3rd book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series, and oh my god, I love these books so much. They all contain like 4 stories, I think. It's 4 stories each. Yeah, 4 stories about this cafe where you can sit at a certain spot and go back to the past, or go into the future, and there are certain rules that apply and things like that. This one is actually set at a different cafe, which was quite interesting. It's these books, they always get me. The first 2 books made me bawl, and every story in this one made me bawl. One of them especially really got to me. I think it was like the 3rd. No, I think it was the second. It was the 2nd or 3rd book that really got me, because you know it kind of related to stuff that I've been through myself, and yeah, it was so good. I 100% recommend, whether you kind of like this type of book or not. I just feel like it is such a good book to read. I gave this 5 stars. It was always going to get a 5 stars. I don't think I've given the other 2 any less than 5 stars. So this one also got 5 stars, and I'm pretty sure on the Goodreads there is meant to be a 4th one eventually, so that one being really, really good. The only thing I'm a bit confused about is that we've received, in the UK, we've had the first 2 in paperback. The second one literally came out in paperback, and this one came out in hardback, so that's slightly annoying. But other than that, book was great. You should read it, but have tissues and like your favourite comfort snack ready, because it will make you cry. Like, I don't cry a lot. I really don't. I'm not an emotional reader. Like, I'll feel the emotions, but I won't usually show them. But oh my god, I was bawling my eyes out. Like, tears streaming down my face, nose getting snotty, like everything. So yeah, 100% recommend. It's such a good series. And I don't necessarily think you have to read them together. You could probably read them by themselves if you really wanted to. A few stories do like mix together, but it's not completely necessary. So if you just wanted to read one, then you could do so. But yeah, that was my reading month. How many books? This is my stack, which, to be fair, it's not a bad stack. Like, I've read quite a few chunky books. Like, even these two down, this one down here, I think was almost 500 pages, or 400 pages, so yeah, I think I did really well this month. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought, or what books you finished in, what's the month I was talking about? September. Let me know what you read in September, and I hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!